Hey, fellow comrades, welcome back. Today we're gonna be having a match against a player I found over the Smogon 500. It was an NU tier match and it was a very interesting match, a really good match indeed. Now, I want to mention a couple of things to you guys. I want to update you guys. In the past couple of days, I talked to Dave. Dave gave me permission to take over Pokemon. So I'm gonna be uploading other directors' content as well as Pokemon Beta is gonna be covered by Team Sonic Vector, a person I can trust, definitely. So go check out both the channels. If you want to get involved, definitely go check out Beta. And I've submitted a video to Pokemon as well because I kind of felt obligated for people to know who's the main uploader behind it after a few months have actually gone past. Anyways, with that being said, let's get right into it. So I stayed in against the Samurai just to try to scout. Seeing the Mega Horn crit right there, didn't do anything. Well, anything, you know, did a little bit, but nothing to really be truly scared of. He's a Sword Dancing variant, or at least that is what I'm going towards. If he would have been Mixer, probably would have not had Mega Horn for coverage against Grass, but then again, I may be mistaken. You know, Mix can run Ice Beam, but then again, Mega Horn, it depends on the person's preference, not to mention that it can still be a set, I don't even. But right now as it stands, I'm gonna switch out to my camera up. He's gonna switch out to his Miltank as I did Toxic Kick on the switch, realizing that I can still whirlwind it away in case that his Samurai does make a random sub. That is something I was kind of scared of, or a Sword Dance of that sort. Still, camera up, putting up the rocks. Half of me was actually going towards maybe even a offensive Miltank with a Earthquake, but then again, that was still a Golbat in there, so that's probably not the case. And after that, he puts up the rocks, totally guarantee me that is definitely one of those Miltanks that's absolute heel beller, you know, one of those clerics with Mill Drink and one of the offensive moves in form of Psychic Toss or Body Slam. I can take both. He did reveal the Body Slam back there, and I can easily make a sub on the Miltank as he switches out to Wartortle. Now, Wartortle, as he switches in, I was kind of debating he's gonna roar me away. Now, I'm not too sure if Wartortle gets roar. I believe Blastoise had been using roar, or at least that is what I remember from back in the days. It's been forever now, and especially now that people tend to spam Dragon Tail, which is good as a phase move, but it's got two major weaknesses. First of all, I believe it's 90%. That's actually a big flaw. If you can miss your phase move, that is big. And not to mention that if you're facing a subber, like a bulky subber especially, then you're in a pickle because Dragon Tail is never gonna break Misdreavious sub, especially if it's on staff on stuff. Yeah, this guy, you know, this girl actually has some decent defense to it, but this goes for every Pokemon out there, you know, because some, you know, Dragon Tails are on staff and it's only 60 base, so majority of times they don't even break subs, which something that Roar or Whirlwind would have been a much better decision making in that particular situations. But you know, Samurai is gonna need to go down. He's gonna need to play offensive in order to handle this Misdreavious, but because he needs to play offensive, he's gonna need to have some Death Fighters. Offensive Pokemon are quite weak, defensively speaking, and he's just gonna need to play like this. There's really no avoiding it. I mean, you know, he could have maybe done something different. I could have made a sub of my own back then against the Air/Charizard, but because of the Aqua Jet, it make it possible for him to break. After that, I expect him to go for the Stone Edge, so I decided to switch out to my Probopass and proceed to go from here as he switches out to his Tangela, because there's really not much he can do against a Probopass, being that he's probably Choice Scarf or Choice Bandit. I'm kind of going towards Choice Scarf, so I'm gonna Volt Switch on his switch just to see what kind of switch he's gonna do, so I can appropriately come in with another switch and force him to switch out. There was a lots of switches going on. Yeah. I'm just gonna make a double switch right here, expecting him to go for the Giga Drain, realizing that I cannot make a sub, and if my math is not mistaken me, I was never really good at math, but I believe I couldn't have made a sub there even if I tried. So I'm gonna switch out to my Sawsbuck, get the Sap Super off, and here is where I made a couple of really good moves. I'm gonna put Baton Pass, now I'm gonna Baton Pass. This is a Choice Scarf, Sawsbuck. I believe it's a Smogon set. I'm not too sure if it's Choice Scarfed with Baton Pass, but it actually managed. I switch out as he switches out to Miltank. This is quite interesting because I should have just stayed in, but I was so addicted to using Baton Pass on that particular turn because it was situations like that that feel just right. So there's no avoiding it. I need to do it. I switch out to my Sapintos with +1. I'm like, okay, let's go for it real quick. Let's see how much I can do. It does a lot. I was actually surprised how much that did. I mean, I am powerful, but I was not expecting to be dishing out that much, so I'm kind of going towards especially defensive Miltank, and it kind of makes sense when you look at it, because he already has a Tangela, and if it's Tangela, it's a defensive core, then Miltank's probably be a better special defensive core because of the thick fat being resistant to fire and ice, which Tangela is both weak to. So that is a very good core to begin with, not to mention Cleric, very good support for Tangela, as those things are, you know, a really big major pain in the ass to face, not to mention Among Us. Why did I go to Among Us? But both of those, Miltank and Tangela, are actually big pain to face. Especially Miltank. I come to realize I have a problem against clerics, very bulky clerics on this team, especially a couple of wars within bar grasp. But you know, those things can still be handled as long as played right. It's all about heavy predictions at that point. Switch out to my Mischievous again, realizing he's probably gonna Miltank. He's probably gonna try to bank my paralyzation, and I'm not gonna be playing like that, so I'm gonna go for the Empower Fighting. I should have not done that, but then again there's a chance he can Miltank, but then again I cannot do, well, he cannot do anything against me, so there is nothing he can gain by staying in. I'm even immune to his Body Slam, but as you can see he switches out to his Wartortle on this turn, and again because I made my mistake before, I'm gonna make up for it by switching out to his Scythe and get the Water Absorb off and regain some of my HP, which is always nice. Definitely something I can manage after that. After getting some HP back, it's much easier to have something, you know, for some sort of use later on. Checking out his team, maybe Scythe is not going to be that useful, especially after being paralyzed, but it may still have its usages. Yes. Anyways, I'm going to switch out to Golbat. He's going to switch out to Tangela. I was predicting the switch, that's why I made my own switch. I'm gonna Toxic the Tangela to force that Miltank to go for the Cleric move one of these days, and then switch out to Mischievous to be a Death Hour, just to see if he's gonna make a switch to Miltank straight out of the bat, or if he's gonna stay in and get some more poison damage as well. And he actually stayed in. Now poison is still gonna cripple, you know, him down a little bit, but regenerate is gonna, you know, it's gonna take everything and just disappear like nothing happened, like right now. And I believe I'm gonna Probopass again, which is so dumb. I should have think about this. This was really dumb move on my part, considering that if I would have not done that, a return should probably been a 2-shot, realizing that I did knock off, and even without the knockoff, I believe, you know, especially defensive Miltank, I should still 2-shot it. So that was a big mistake on my behalf. I switch out to my Probopass. I guess Probopass is a good opportunity to dish out some damage, but the problem is, even after 4-time resisting his Body Slam, there's a paralyzation chance. And he's got that sock that can come in and I can get paralyzed. Not to mention he's got Wartortle to safely come in, and it's not like Wartortle is gonna manage to rapid spin. Plus back then, as you may have seen, Mischievous was the one totally blocking Wartortle from rapid spinning, heavily damaging Charizard in advance. But still, it was a little bit, you know, he should have just switched out to Wartortle because it's not gonna be doing him much. I guess he's just trying to preserve it for my camera up, I guess. Plus Probopass, but then again Water is very predictable at that point. I can switch out to my Scythe, but then again he can play it around it by making double switch. Stuff can go so many ways if he would switch out to Wartortle. But then again I believe Wartortle is kind of heavily crippled and there's really not much you can do. Plus you know, Skull should not be doing much against my Probopass, so that's pretty okay. I'm gonna switch out to my Scythe to be a Death Fodder because I feel, you know, it's a sock, it's probably Scarf. I'm just gonna be a Death Fodder right now, right here, and I'm gonna be taken down by his second Ice Punch, which is okay because now that's gonna give me the opportunity, realizing he's probably Scarf. I can switch out to my Probopass, resisting the ice. I can manage. Now somebody in the comment section told me that Steel, Rock, and Ghost is very good, and I cannot agree more. Steel, Rock, and Ghost is threatening. These two guys are great. Mischievous, probably the best rapid spin blocker. Such a good Pokemon with Probopass. Like, it really is. I cannot recommend you enough. Anyways, I'm gonna Volt Switch. I'm gonna switch out to my Sawsbuck. After that, I'm gonna go for a return in order to proceed to take him down. He can switch out, but what's the point? Wartortle is not gonna see another day, fortunately. And I'm just gonna switch out again. Camera up, as you're gonna see in a second, this is gonna be a very important switch. If I would stay in, why would I stay in? Of course, that's a question of a lifetime. He's gonna knock off. Now, camera up is a big deal because he cannot freely switch out to Sock in case I go for the Lava Plume and get a burn on him. So he's gonna Giga Drain, and realize now I'm probably gonna stay in on the first turn. I'm gonna go for the Lava Plume. I am gonna get a burn, so luckily he did not switch out directly to his Sock. but then again I was at reasonable amount of HP, but then again it is still close combat. I'm gonna Earthquake, and he did go for the knockoff, expect me to switch out to my Sawsbuck to get the +1 and then with retaliate with Scarf take down this Sock. But that was a big move. Thank God I did not switch out. I mean, Giga Drain was kind of predictable, that's why he knocked off. Plus, there is really not much he could have gained if he were to switch out again Lava Plume. That's why Earthquake, in case he does switch out for additional damage. But he stayed in, Saw comes in, takes me down, switch out to Golbat, 4-time resisting the move. I was thinking I can actually manage to take it, but I was wrong. And this kind of got me thinking maybe he is Bandit, because I've seen the damage on my Seismitoad, but I cannot really say because I'm not too comfortable, I'm not too familiar with Seismitoad taking damages yet, because I'm not too familiar when using Seismitoad. So I still gotta get some damages involved in order to know on top of my head how much stuff do against each other. In this case, Probopass, no question, Scarf Bandit, it's still gonna be taken down. And yeah, I'm just gonna go for a return. The reason I switch out to Probopass is to guarantee myself the victory, because you know, you never know when a miracle can happen. -2 taking the return, maybe me making a mistake can happen and then, you know, not being too happy about it, not taking him down. But playing it safe, why not? Score doesn't matter as long as, you know, it goes into your favor in the end, or as long as it's a good battle in general. Anyways guys, I hope you have enjoyed. Don't worry, layout, all this stuff are still gonna stand as long as you guys keep me motivated and working on it, because you guys have been great this past weeks. You guys have shown me so much support, I cannot thank you enough. So thank you again, and until next time, take care, peace.